What is up, guys? Welcome to Fatbelly Fishing. I am your host as usual, Mr. Logan. So today I'm going to be talking about reaction strikes. Now this all came about because we were filming a REdfish episode, which you're going to see in here. I'm doing a mixture of a little bit of tips and tricks and then some cool B-roll with some REdfish catching. So anyways, this all came about because this past couple times we've been out, we're getting a lot of reaction strikes off the bank with our lures for redfish. Well, we're actually tarpon fishing. So I'm going to show you guys some lures and ways that I use them to create this reaction strike and explain why these fish act the way they do and their mannerisms and behavior, understanding them. If you guys can do this, it's going to really help you get more bites when you're fishing.
I saw him crash on the bank over there, and then he gobbled it after I jerked it once.
These are little mannerisms I've picked up from fish over the year and learning and understanding their behaviors and why they react certain ways to different situations. So in these particular situations, me and Daniel from Last Cast Adventures were fishing and we saw bait get busted on the bank.
I threw a dart over to the other side of that bank, landed on top of, I think, a redfish who crushed it.
So to create a reaction strike, all you need to do is basically cast the bait out to any type of structure that you want, whether it's oyster bars, lily pads, mangroves for all you snook fishermen, and you're gonna let your bait sink for about 1 or 2 seconds. Just get down to like a good medium depth, or I guess if it's shallow, to the bottom, and then give it 2 or 3 sudden bursts off of it. And what that's gonna do is create a bait fish, basic imitation of one trying to escape. And that's really what you're trying to mimic, is like a frantic bait fish or an injured bait fish.
Here he comes, here he comes. I thought I got that all on film. I was like talking to you guys, telling you what's going on, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's you can grab him. Breached him. I was like talking to the camera, telling you guys how I just saw that fish crash. It's beautiful. Let's see how big he is real quick.
All right. He is 26 incher right there.
26 incher. We're gonna release her.
Definitely. That's a nice tournament, Red. And good eating, and some people would be mad at us, but you know.
Wow. Fast recovery, little guy.
I'd say a lot of my big fish come off of reaction strikes, because the bigger the fish are, the more smart they can be. And with smart fish, if you give them less time to think a situation through, like maybe look for your hook or your leader, because big snook, they know the difference between leader and a free bait swimming around. So if you're peeling your lure right past these fish and not giving them enough time to figure it out, especially tarpon, I see this a lot too, because they are very smart. They'll come up and just have to commit, or they don't. So I'm going to go over a couple lures that I love using and the situations I use them in. So when I'm snook fishing or redfish, trout, I like to use a shrimp imitation. So I have a Doa Shrimp, which I'll show you guys a little closer. And what I do with it is I'll throw it in there. And what the Doa Shrimp does, and Mark Nichols, who's the creator of Doa Shrimp, does a great job of imitating a shrimp trying to get away. That short little stutter that it goes through the water really imitates a shrimp almost jumping backwards to escape its doom. So another good reaction bait are flukes or jerk shads. So what they are is just this little thing that darts through the water, and it's great for trout. Trout love reaction bites. So in this video, we actually used a bait that's not commonly used for reaction strikes to get those. That's what we had to tie on for tarpon, and we just so happened to run into the redfish. And that is these Berkeley 3-inch shads that we're using.
That Berkeley power bait. We're throwing bass lures here.
Yeah,
So what we did to create the reaction strike is we threw it out there. Once we knew where the fish was, I'd reel it in for maybe a second, stop it, and give it quick bursts like all the other reaction strikes I would do. And then as soon as you went to reel it in again, you had a fish on. So if you guys are having a reaction strike where a fish is coming up and waking behind it, don't stop your lure. Just keep going, because naturally a bait fish isn't going to just pause there and act like accepting death. My video, I actually didn't know that the camera was off. I was sitting there talking to you guys like as if I was filming, and the reaction strike was amazing. So I threw the paddle bait out there, and just like I said, if you're reeling it and you give it the short little burst, that redfish came over and annihilated it. And it turned out to be a great redfish for me. My favorite reaction baits is actually a mirrolure, a mirrodine like this. I'll show you guys a little closer as well. So mirrodines are basically twitch baits that go through the water, and they are amazing at creating reaction strikes because all they see is flutter. And this one's actually a black and red one. I like using green and silver. It really doesn't matter what color, but mirrodines are one of my go-to lures in general, whether it's reaction strikes or not. They just create more of them. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to this video. Please leave a comment down below. I'd like to hear what you guys thought about these lures, what your favorite reaction bait lure is, and if you have any comments or questions about a particular situation with fishing, go ahead and leave it there. I'll answer for you the best I can. And if you think I'm an idiot, let me know that too, I guess. Tight lines, guys.